The Ruby Princess was recently in dry dock, so today we are going to go over the many changes that happened to that ship during dry dock. We're also going to talk about Celebrity. Celebrity's been in the news an awful lot lately with price gouging their solo travelers, so we're going to hear what the president of Celebrity had to say about that. We're also going to talk about loyalty across all the cruise lines. There's been a lot going on with that, and I would say maybe the last year especially. I know a lot of you are thinking about it, and I have been giving it a lot of thought, so we're going to talk about that some more. Also, Princess Prizes, just a quick update on that. And finally, Viking Voyages is introducing a really unique opportunity, something that we haven't seen before done in this way. So it's got me looking at itineraries, and I want to let you all know about it. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Saturday, it's January 13th of 2024, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, will you please go ahead and hit that subscribe button? We need to have you with us, and I think you need to be with us as well if you want to stay up to date with everything that we have to talk about with cruising and traveling. So much going on. Also, if you appreciate our updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up? Believe it or not, that makes a really big difference, so thank you. Now let's start at the top with the Ruby Princess. The Ruby Princess recently was in dry dock, and when the initial reports came out of what they did in dry dock, the list was not very long. Nobody really knew a whole lot. We knew they had to repair that place that hit the pier in San Francisco and a few other important things like that, but I really appreciated that our Let's Go family member, who has been on her lots of times, was just very recently on and was able to point out some of the things that they actually changed. So I thought you might like to know, not only from a standpoint of the Ruby Princess, but know kind of what to look for when another princess ship or even another cruise line ship goes into dry dock. The cruise lines, I think, take a lot into consideration. It's a really big deal to take a cruise ship out of service. So they really do try to make the most of every single day, every dry dock that they can to take care of everything that they need to do. And so if you haven't joined us on Facebook, come and join us. It's Let's Go Travel Tips. People share so much information, wonderful conversation there. So we'd love to have you with us. Now, first of all, apparently the International Cafe coffee area and the seating got a facelift there. They didn't have benches, and the ordering area is now different. Deck 19 links area was torn out and a real mini golf put in. So that's a big change. You wonder if that is kind of the direction Princess is going to go. Take out anything that they can and put in something that people will like to play more, that families will like to play. I think of that when we think of what's coming with the new Sun Princess. In addition to that, they added an area for cornhole and shuffleboard. The carpet, of course, that was one of the things that we had seen before, has been replaced. Some cabins were completely gutted and redone. Bars all had part of the area torn out and lowered spots so that they had all the ADA compliance areas installed. They've got a lot of new bar stools in Wheelhouse and Crooners. The buffet area was changed. They got new tables, new chairs, which I think is really great. On some of the ships, those older ships, I've noticed that they could use some new chairs and tables. New tables at outriggers. All the hand washing stations were put in during dry dock, so that's a nice addition. The Ruby Princess didn't have any before. The restrooms outside of the Explorers was changed. The women's is now where the men's was, and vice versa. And so they've rearranged everything to be nice, and they put an accessible restroom there as well. The smoking section, for all of you who like to smoke and have been disappointed in hearing about the Churchill Cigars lounges going away on some of the ships. It says the smoking section on deck 16 was enlarged, and the elevator that was right there was removed. The staircases from deck 16 and 17 have chairlifts now, so that's a really big deal for those who might need to go up. It also says that chairlifts were also added to the stairs on deck 7 to get into the theater, so that's awesome. The Speakeasy Cigar Lounge there on the Ruby was turned into an arcade. It's probably why they made the other smoking area bigger. Casino there, the Gatsby's Casino, has new carpet, new slot machines, new chairs. Sliding doors were put in on deck 7 to the promenade outside of Explorers and Crooners. I think that's awesome. I like that sliding door concept because remember, if the wind is very strong, it can catch those doors. They're really heavy doors. They can be really hard to open, but at the same time, it's a big deal with the wind. So I think a sliding glass door sounds much nicer. They also talk about the restrooms in the Lotus Spa were renovated, new poolside lounge chairs were put in, new machines in the gym, and then I like that she points out that probably a lot of things happen behind the scenes as well that we can't see. So there was a lot done on the Ruby Princess. So for those of you that are looking forward to sailing on her, it sounds like you've got a very much refreshed ship. Those of you who have sailed on her a lot and are going back, you'll have to keep your eye out for all the changes. But I think it's really exciting, and I'm really glad they're keeping these ships. Whatever the reason, I am glad that we're keeping them, is what I'm trying to say. So Gordon came across a comment, and it was not the official Celebrity Cruises Facebook page. He came across a post where someone was talking about how they are charging so much more for the solo travelers on Celebrity, and the president of Celebrity replied, and I don't know if it was her or her secretary, her administrative assistant, I don't know, but here's what she said. At the end of next week, approximately 75% of our sailings will be at the same rate as a double, like 200% or under that, giving a discount to singles. This will be throughout all our deployment, all quarters and regions of the world. I am confident this will give our valued single travelers the depth and breadth of options they need to keep coming back to Celebrity Cruises. Take care and have a great weekend. Laura, her name's Laura Beth G, if I'm saying that correctly. So anyway, I don't know what about the other 25%. It'll be fun to see if this really follows through and this really works. So we'll all have to keep an eye out. Let me know if you go to Price a Cruise what you find out. But I don't know why they're not doing it with all their cruises. It seems like 25% is still a lot of cruises to have that people are going to pay a lot more for. So what I want to hear from in the comments is, do you think this is enough? Number one. The second thing I want to hear about is what you think about it. Do you think that they are doing this because they got that right up in that Forbes article I told you about yesterday? Or do you think that they are doing this because suddenly they just realize that they shouldn't be doing, what do you think? I think that they're doing it because there's been so much negative press about it. I think if they could have charged that and gotten away with it, they would still be doing it. And I think it still remains to be seen if they actually do that with 75% of the cruises. We know that Carnival Corp made that announcement saying that Princess was no longer going to offer lower rates closer to the cruise. The days of those big discounts were gone. It was going to be cheapest to book far out. They're not doing that. So you wonder if Celebrity is going to do that. That maybe sounds a little cynical of me. And I kind of in my life, I always like to think the best of people, and it can be a bad thing too, because sometimes it's not been good that I have been so naive about some things, but based on what we've seen lately, I think it'll be interesting to see. I'm wondering if this falls in the same category as, remember when Royal Caribbean said, oh, we're going to charge for pizza, and then there was so much negative press, they said, oh, never mind. And the same with Celebrity saying they were going to charge. They started charging $2 for their chocolate chip cookies, if you can believe it. And that didn't go well either, so they quit doing it. So it seems like they're trying out all of these things, and then when they get caught, or a lot of negative press, sometimes they pedal back. But some things, just people charge on with what they're doing, and it doesn't change. That leads us to another discussion. I've thought an awful lot about loyalty across cruise lines lately, and I talked to you about it a lot yesterday. So if you missed my video yesterday, go watch it. I think I covered a lot of information that's really valuable for you. And I love to hear from you about it. So tell me what you think in the comments about loyalty. But to me, loyalty is a really big deal. And I think it is a really big deal to businesses as well. It's no small thing that someone will come back to you again. And so as we think about that, one of our Let's Go family members, Carrie, he's on Holland America right now. Holland America is his line. That's what he enjoys the most. And so with the cruise that he is currently on, so there's a few ways, this is with Holland America. So with the current cruise that he is on, he has noticed that a lot of the drinks have gone up by $1, and I mentioned this to you the other day, gone up by $1. So suddenly they are not entirely included in that signature package. They cost the extra $1, plus you have to pay that extra 18% gratuity. So it's really $1.18, right, that you have to pay. And so with that, all of these people, they get on board thinking that they're used to having the drinks that they have included in the package. Well, so there's two schools of thought to that. I've thought to myself, when I go to the grocery store or when I go somewhere, they don't necessarily tell me things are going to go up. I just find out when I go to buy it and it costs more than it did the last time I did it. But at the same time, I feel like cruise lines are a little bit different. They don't have to broadcast every move they make. But at the same time, when people are used to a certain experience, when they get on board a ship, I feel like they should be notified in advance when things are going to change. Another change that Carrie pointed out is that they can no longer take advantage of the happy hour special for 50% off. So it sounds like that is going away as well. So that is a big change. And I feel like if you want people to be loyal to you, it's good to give them a heads up about things. I think it's just a really good way to do business. And once you give someone a heads up about it, then they know and then they plan for it rather than finding out just standing there at the bar that now every time I order a drink, I love Carrie pointed out people that enjoy martinis, every time you're going to have to pay $1.18 because they priced it out of the package. The other thing that I noticed, I always think, so very often here, I think in terms of Princess, when they changed that Plus package and they made it, which is just over a year ago now, it was $50, they moved it to $60, and they added things like those desserts that you could have, and then also those you can get an exercise class on the trip if you have that Plus package. Well, they made it so that if you didn't pay that additional upgrade, that you didn't get to have those extra things. You also didn't get to have those 2 casual dining. So when people booked their cruise with Princess and they booked that Plus package, they were ready for their cruise. But then Princess made changes so that by the time these people got on the ship, if they didn't have that upgraded Plus package, they were going to be paying for dining in Alfredo's, which used to be included. And so it's just this really big thing that I think cruise lines forget how many people are loyal to them, how they count on what the brand offers, and at least be gracious enough to grandfather people in that already had the cruise booked. That's what you can do, is go out of your way to include your passengers that already have something booked. So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think everything is changing everywhere, isn't it? It's changing an awful lot, but I think it's a really important discussion to have, and part of it I think is so that when we get on a ship next and things have changed from what we expected or what they were last time we were on board, that we'll hopefully be more prepared to take it with a grain of salt and just say, well, there they go again, because it's just things are happening an awful lot. I understand prices need to go up, but I also think it's appropriate to tell people. Alrighty, okay, on to the next thing. I forgot to tell you in the introduction, we're going to talk about MSC really quickly here. So MSC is clearly trying to take the American market by storm. I've told you that in North America a lot. I've mentioned that to you several times. But starting in November of 2025, they are going to start sailing round trip out of Galveston year round. So they are going to be going to that Western Caribbean. They're going to go to Cozumel. They're going to Roatan in Honduras and Costa Maya. The really interesting thing to me is they talk about, it says, this announcement is the latest step in our strategy to continue to grow our U.S. footprint. Earlier this year, we began operations from our third U.S. Port, that would be New York City, and then MSC also sells out of Port Canaveral in Miami, just as a point of reference. And so they're going to add Galveston and start sailing round trip out of there. Not too long ago, I told you the experience one of our Let's Go family members had, who traditionally cruises on Princess, gave MSC a try, and doesn't want to go on it again. Really interesting as I think about MSC a lot, though. I'm thinking maybe I should just try a short cruise on them, because then I have a point of reference. I have a couple of people that have MSC booked now through me, and I feel like I would do a better job to take, I love to be able to say what to expect, and so I think it's going to happen. I'm going to have to try out MSC, plus I really want to see their private island. So let me know, are you going to try MSC? What do you think about it? The whole thing. I know we've got people that have gone on it and aren't going to go again. We've got people who went on it and loved it. And so add anything helpful in the comments about MSC. Really quickly, Princess Prizes. I just wanted to touch on that again. Someone was kind enough to send me their, in an email, a copy of their flyer that they got when they just boarded a Princess cruise. It says you could be playing and winning Princess prizes. In order to do it, you can just scan the little QR code and sign up that way on the ship. It costs $10 a day. It says a 7-day on every cruise. They are still giving away a free 7-day cruise for 2 people. One of the prizes you can also win is onboard credit for Effie shopping, a one-of-a-kind onboard experience, and exclusive opportunities. They don't say what they are, for Princess Prize winners only. And you can also get onboard spending money credits so that you can spend them on whatever you want. And so that is what the updated list here says for Princess Prizes. And it's included in the Premier package. So let me know if any of you have been playing lately, what you've won, how it's gone for you. Okay. And also let me know if you don't have the package and you paid the $10 a day to play. What did you win anything? Let us know about that. The last thing I want to talk to you about today is Viking. Now, we are used to hearing about Viking. I need to get on Viking as well. They've got their ocean cruises and they've got their river cruises. I've got a plan to do the river cruises and I'm hoping it works out. But their ocean cruises need to do their ocean cruises. For really quite some time now, Viking has done river cruises on the Yangtze River in China. It has been one of their most popular river cruises, actually, and people have gone on that and loved it. They go on it, they get over there, they travel on that, they go without a glitch. It's been going really, really well. So this is a really big deal. Viking is going to start doing cruises, and they'll be considered ocean cruises that will be from 10 to 20 days long, depending on which one you choose. You get to go visit like Beijing, Shanghai, Hong Kong. It says that, and here's the interesting thing to me, each itinerary includes stopping in domestic ports in China's coastline there, highlighting rarely seen destinations and ports to only which Viking has access. So you're not going to be able to do this on any other cruise line. To me, this is a really big deal. This gives us the opportunity to go to China and see parts of like their culture and their people that there's no way else we're going to get to go see that. And to me, I'm really intrigued by that. I always think, you think of countries, you see what their leaders do, you see what their politics are, and and I don't agree with what China does. But you know what? I am sure that they have marvelous, marvelous people. And I would really like the opportunity to get to go see and just see their culture and have a chance to just experience that. So do any of you want to do that too? I don't know. This really has me really excited about this. And they have actually, Viking has renamed their ship that used to be called the Viking Sun. It's called the Viking Yi-Dun, Y-I-D-U-N, if I'm saying that wrong. I listened to it on my phone before I started, and that's how it says to pronounce it. But this is a really big deal. And I feel like with Viking, I feel like they would be good to go with, simply because they have been doing that Yangtze River for so long. They've been doing that for 15 years. So they've got a good relationship with the people in charge there that allow that kind of thing to go on. They have done that without having any trouble for the last 15 years. So I feel like they're well connected to take people on cruises to China. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you want to come too. Early days of planning this, but I am really excited about it. So we will let you know more about that, but sounds exciting, doesn't it? So thank you so much for joining me today. If you're on a cruise ship, would you please let me know how everything is going? Doesn't matter which cruise ship you're on or where in the world you are. I would love to hear, and I know our Let's Go family members would too. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.